go live,
Yes.
and then I probably have to go silent for a minute so that I don't echo, and then
Right.
I'll be right with you, okay?
No problem.
Okay.
Hello, we are live. I am about to introduce you to a new user on Onboarding BU Without Limits. His name is Executive. So please welcome Executive. And here he is. We're going to be talking and discussing his reasons for coming to Fanbase. And I hope you enjoy.
All right. I think we
Yes.
got it. I think
Okay.
I'm good. We are live. Like I mentioned, we're on YouTube, we're on
Yes.
Twitch and X. So just a few questions at the beginning. Executive, is that the
Okay.
name that you want to go by? Executive
Yes.
Lounge. All righty, that's
Yes.
perfect.
Yes.
So one of my questions is, how did you hear about Fanbase?
Through Queen Black and Rich
Queen
John.
Black.
Yes.
Hey, I do
Yes.
know who Queen Black and Rich John is. So shout out
Right.
to Queen Black and
Most
Rich
definitely.
John.
Yes. They are
Yes.
the ones who really talked to me about it and gave me the confidence, honestly. I am not afraid to speak, but embarking on new journeys sometimes can bring that uncertainty. And it doesn't mean it's insecurity. It's just meaning we know that society sometimes does not give us a chance to bring out what we feel or our nature, our personality. And that was an issue for me. And they really have helped me out to get over that. And because of that, it was a blessing. This is a new beginning that I am enjoying. I appreciate your questions because I tell people the days of people coming up to you and just volunteering certain information just to see if you all get along, those days are over. So a lot of times, in order to understand someone, you have to ask questions. You have to understand their mindset, how they move when they're happy, how they move when they're upset. What is their favorite song they listen to that calm them down? These certain things, no one is going to tell you. So you have to conduct interviews, questionnaires. And I really appreciate this, Miss Joyce, because I love questionnaires. That's how we get to know each other. Yes, ma'am.
Oh wow, I'm geeked out right now. So if you could only see my face right now, I'm like,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm one of
Yes.
those people that I do believe storytelling is a very important part of every walk in life,
Yes.
and everyone has a story. There was a guy that came on the app a while back, and he said, we all have a story.
Yes, we
We
do.
all have a story. And so just to understand that our story has value is important. It's not your
Yes.
story, but it's my story, and my story is just as important. And
Right.
your story is just as important. So it's good when we can come together and ask these questions because then we know how to relate to one another. Now I love stories, I love storytelling, I love getting people's feedback about how they view fan base, how they came to fan base. So those I
Right.
can in turn say, hey, Queen Black Radio and Rich John, which I know him very well. He comes in onboarding from time to time. So I do know who those people
Yes.
are. I can say, hey, I met this executive guy. He was so cool. He let me conduct an interview for the first time meeting him. He wasn't
Yes.
shy like I am. And so that's important to me too. Yeah. And so
Yes, ma'am.
another question is, are you new to social audio? Like, have you been on
Yes.
Clubhouse? Oh, okay.
I tried stereo. That was the
Hmm.
one. That's where Queen Black saw me and listening and talking. I just decided to go to fan base. Now, I've heard about Clubhouse. It's
Hmm.
just something about me having to raise my hand and you let me know when I can maybe ask a question or get to know. It's just like,
Hmm.
life already has its rules, okay? You can't just
Mhm.
go to work and act any kind of way. Rule number one. You cannot just treat your house a certain way. Rule number two. So
Mhm.
sometimes we need to try to find a way to allow maybe not the whole word trust at one time, but maybe just the T and the R. Just give it a shot, you know? And I think everyone is not everyone, but some people in this world, they're really protective of their energy, their positivity, and it's totally understandable. But still give a little percentage for the ones that you do not know that can have the same energy as you. And the only way you could do that is through interview, is through understanding someone. And so, no, I have not participated in a lot of that. I'm trying to get a YouTube channel together. I'm a baby in this, and I don't mind listening. I'm the type of person that I would definitely take notes. I'm not the type of person to tell you of my opinion on something I don't know nothing about. As far as I'm concerned, you're the teacher, I'm the student. And that's just the way it goes in life. Pay attention to everything. And that's the way you can make someone happy that has shown you certain things about life, listening to them, appreciating their time, their knowledge, because it's for free. Everyone charges for everything. So when someone gives you advice, you take it tenfold. And that's just how I feel. A lot of times it's maybe my theories and my thoughts may be kind of older, outdated, depending on today's time. But I don't move with the masses. That's one thing about being a leader. You stick to who you are, especially if it benefits the world we live in. And that's just who I am.
Man, executive, that's so amazing. And I just
Yes.
want to welcome Black Root, I believe her name is, if she's new to the onboarding or fan base. I am conducting an interview with a guy that was so graciously, boldly came up on stage and introduced himself. So we're doing a live stream on welcoming him to fan base. So I'm asking him a few questions, which I would ask any new user on
Yes.
fan base, because I feel if I understand your purpose for being on any platform, maybe they'll stick around. Maybe
Right.
once I understand what you're looking for in a platform, especially being new to
Yes.
social audio, maybe we can entertain you enough to keep you here. That's what I'm looking
Right.
at.
I
You know what
understand.
I mean?
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
like,
I do.
what can I do to keep these new users coming back to fan base, whatever it looks like? And I started my room when I came on fan base, and I have a story myself. My short story is that I was on Facebook. I had lots of groups. I had my book that I was promoting. I had all these different pages. And so I was calling myself really conducting a business on there. I
Yes.
got to that point where I love sharing our content. And you know what I mean by our
Right.
content.
Yes.
So
Most
in
definitely.
doing that, someone decided, no, you can't share this. Don't you dare share this. And I started getting in these Facebook jails a lot. And I'm like, dang, why can't I post? Why can't I do this?
Right.
So it started dawning on me after me being on Facebook since it started, since 2008, right? You feel like, oh, you helped pretty much you supported Facebook all this time, then all of a
Yes.
sudden you decide by your algorithm, oh, we can't allow you to post that. No way. It's giving
Right.
this narrative, and you don't want this narrative when it could have been true. You don't know. But so
Right. Yes.
I finally got banned with my last share. They said, hey, we don't want you or your content. Kick rock. So
Wow.
after all these years of being on Facebook, this is what I get. And I know I
Right.
helped you get where you are, right? So we get these new
Yes.
creators that have been on here for a long time, and then all of a sudden they decide, oops, we don't want you anymore. So, okay, go figure. Sort of like
Right.
sometimes it happens in relationships. You help build that person, do all these things, and then bye, I'm better now. I don't need you. So that's kind of how I was feeling. But anyway,
Exactly.
so
Yes.
then I saw YouTube, or on YouTube, one of my favorite podcasters was listening to Earn Your Leisure. And Isaac happened to be talking about this place where your content isn't suppressed and all these things. So I was
Right.
like, it was a no brainer to me. I was like, man, let me come over here and rush on over to this place where I can have all my content and I can truly be me without limits. So
Yes.
I've been here ever since. So that's my short
Okay.
story about why I'm here. So I
Yes.
love it when people tell me their story because sometimes we have similarities. There's some people that told me, "Ooh, that happened to me," so we can really
Right.
relate. And then for you,
Yes.
since it's new, you pick fan base to be your first social audio that you decided to come to. And I hope
Right.
that it's a pleasant one. I hope it continues. But we know, just like in real life, there can be some conflict on any social audio space that we know
Yes.
of. But I'm sure just by talking to you, you know how to navigate that. You know
Oh,
that
yes.
you're going to be 100% yourself. You're going to be real, and you'll be just fine on Fanbase. Because
Right.
I've been on here for almost 3 years, and I can say I never left. Some people have left
Okay.
based off of whatever they experienced, and I no shade
Yes.
to them. But me, I know how to go this way. You know what I
Right.
mean?
There
I
you
know how to
go.
do just what I'm doing now. You see how we have this small room?
Yes.
I don't care about quantity. I give a
Right.
rat's hoot about how
Yes.
many people are in my room. But you know what? I think this is the most qualifying room right now because I'm onboarding new users for real
That's right.
in real
Yes.
time. Okay.
That's right. Yes. Most definitely. Most
Yes. Did
definitely.
you have anything you want to share by all that I've said, or you
Sometimes,
have anything?
when it comes to, I guess, recognizing which rooms to be in and things like that, I'm like you. Sometimes I think about it like this. If we look at the rooms as if we walking into a mansion, we walk in the front door, we look to our left, we look to our right. There are hallways and there are rooms. If you see that a door is open up and people are throwing chairs and they're fighting in the room, why would you walk towards the room just to check it out to see what's going on? And so that's how I look at things. I'm not so quick to want to talk when I see that there might be certain discrepancies, because we're already going through that in life. So we don't need that as well on our private time or our mental time. And so I do agree with that. One of my, I guess, personal things was I didn't know how to get people to follow you as well as how you follow them. Like left up to me, I'll follow everybody. Obviously, you're here for a reason. And a lot of times I try to be that person with the example. Hey, I don't know who you are, but you're here. Everyone to me starts with an A. Why treat everyone as if it's an F and then you have to earn your way to an A? That already is starting off at a different mindset that I just choose not to do. And I rather treat everyone as if, they're good people. Um, and a lot of times people that are not, they will always show something that will give you the red flag, things of the sort. And so, yes, Miss Queen Black, you, John, and I believe Sack Black, I think he was around when I was talking with Queen Black that one time. I don't really know, but I believe so. So it's different people that I can tell that have the same mindset. And that's all I'm here for. I would love to do radio or just talking with people to try to give them different avenues of thought process and understanding the importance of change. A lot of people need to just update themselves, just like cell phones do. Cell phones, when they update, they do not allow you to have any kind of contact. You have to wait. And I think some of us as people, we need to do that. Change our crew, change what we are around, what we involve ourselves with mentally, and just give us an opportunity to see what we are made of, no matter what we go through. Hard times really let us know how strong we are, you know? Yes.
I love that. I love that share. And I think the only last question, because I usually like to keep it simple, just the three questions, because that really
Okay.
helps me a lot to understand,
Yes.
what you look for when you come to a platform such as social. So my last question is, like the title says, new users and
Yes.
returning users, what's next? So my question would be, what's next for you on Fanbase?
Honestly, what's next for me is trying to show or different examples of how I feel, my words, my thoughts, voluntarily willing to allow people to hear it. I was supposed to participate in Excite Radio with Rich John TX. So I really would like to share that as well. It's R&B, but in between each song, I want to, talk just a few minutes, maybe 3 minutes in between songs. Just I'm trying to bring love back because I think love has been forgotten, and so many people today have lost that term. Let's bring back relationships instead of situationships. So that's what I'm really trying to do. And I have accepted the fact of if it does not go quickly as I will want to, I'm still going to stick with it because that's what life is about. It's not about what you can gain from it today. It's about the longevity. It's about what can you say that reflects to your story of who you are. And that's it. One thing about me, I'm not going to be the type of guy that will start controversy. I'm not going to put things on posts that I think that will emotionally troll people because that's happening now, emotional troll, physical and financial trolling. I just hope that when people see my different posts, if I do a live talk like with you, I just hope that people will give me an opportunity so they can listen daily like I would do for them. I'm a microbiologist. I work at Asante Hospital. And what started there was the different patients. They said, "Hey, you need to try podcasting. You need to try to do radio, voiceover, things like that." And I ignored it because I did not hear what they heard. I didn't see what they saw. And I just took a step back and I really focused in on that. And I said, let's take a ride. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not open up my mind and just allow people to see a different aspect of what life is in today's time and be consistent in that. Consistency needs to come back. That's what brings trust. Trust brings consistency, not just nice words or commercials of false reality. It's the consistency of how you deliver your words, your communication, making sure that the person leaves happier than when they first came to listen. And that's just my theory. And I'm going to stick by it as long as I can. And I really appreciate this. Even if you have a part two of new users, or I will be here. It just, I was on lunch and we get an hour lunch. So I say, you know what? Yes, let's do it. Because you know what? The time is now. It's not yesterday. We have to forget about that. It's not tomorrow. Because in order for tomorrow to work, we have to think about it today. And that's just it. And I'm sorry about this truck because I'm on break. And some people just would like to be heard with the loudness of their vehicle. Yes.
You're fine. You're quite all right. We know that when our daily lifestyles, we're doing things from home. So you know that traditional way that you used to do it, being in the office and having to do all these things and be quiet and not
Yes.
worry about the background. I have my doggy that be doing the most sometimes. So in the midst of
Right.
me live streaming, sometimes she'll bark or do some of those other things. She usually don't do it unless I'm doing those things, by the way. So she thinks she knows me enough to get my attention when I'm busy. So I
Right.
do notice that about her. She if she see me and my attention's over here, she gonna bother me. I guarantee you. Just like a kid.
Right.
Just like a kid.
Yes. Most definitely.
But yeah, definitely. So it looks like we have about what is it? We got about 20 minutes of um, live stream that I did. So I'll
Yes.
be able to share the link to the YouTube
Okay.
and so that you can share it and say, hey, I have my interview on Fanbase.
Yes.
Feel
Yes.
free to share it because that's what it's about, sharing your information, sharing what you're doing. And
Right.
see, another thing is we're on the web, right? So when we're on the web, people that you share it to that don't even have Fanbase
Right.
can actually tune in. Like you could say, hey, I'm going to be doing like this, whatever it is that you're doing.
Right.
Come on and check out this room that I have. And that's why I encourage people to open their camps as soon as possible because this is a camp And that way you can see it on the web and you can say, hey, join this, live that I'm doing at this
Okay.
time. And there you go. This is free marketing. This is free marketing for yourself. To me, it's like it gives
Yes,
you
ma'am.
time to practice, build your skill, get good at whatever you want to do on fan base and go for it. That's the whole reason why the web was even created, so that
Right.
creators can say, hey, we have opportunity to do this. We may not have the RTMP on fan base yet, but hey, we can still stream,
Right.
aka like we're doing now, from the web perspective. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So
Yes.
when people see the value of what we can actually do in these spaces, and I say whether it's fan base, whether it's chatter, whether it's Go Brunch, because that's another community I'm a part of. No matter what platform it is that we use, just use them as a tool to get what you have to say across to the masses or to the world or to your followers, to whoever it is that you want to share.
Almost definitely. You are so
Yeah.
correct. You are so correct. No,
Yep.
I really appreciate the platform allowing me to be on the stage with you, with your presence, your knowledge. Thank you so much. And always remember, I will definitely listen. And I hope that we can definitely do this again.
We definitely will because it's fun. The
Yes.
time I think I've done this about I've had an interview about 5 times so far since I've been on Fanbase. And one thing that I always enjoy, everyone that comes to the stage and speaks, they bring so much value and I just enjoy it. So I realize that this is basically like my lane because I can actually not have to sit in front of a camera and talk and be cute all the time. I can actually focus on
Right.
a podcast audio
Yes.
experience to where you're listening versus just watching. You know what I
Right.
mean? I want to
Exactly.
take it back to like the old school to where we actually listen to what we're saying, not watching what outfit we got on or what earrings we
Right.
got or what hairstyle. You know what I mean? Because I'm
Right.
telling you, I'm guilty. Because when I do watch those things, I'll watch everything else but what that speaker is saying. And that's just
Yes.
me in general. I want to see what they
Right.
wearing. I see what their hairstyle is. I mean, I'm looking at the background. What you got? What's that? So
Right.
it can be kind of distracting. I'm old school that way. So, yeah.
I
So
understand.
I enjoyed this time, executive, but those are all of my questions. And I
Okay.
appreciate you for giving me the experience and the time to actually go live and speak
Yes.
to you.
Thank you,
You were
Miss
so
Joyce.
graciously able to do it. So
Yes,
I'm going
without
to,
a doubt.
yeah. So if there's no closing words, I appreciate you, Black Roots, again, I think is what it is, for coming to the room. Hope you'll come up next time and chat, but I know people are at work too. So I'm not going to try to
I
make
know.
them
That's why I
come
said
up
you
when
got
they're,
me right
yeah.
on my lunch. As soon as I got in the car, it was like, okay, I got the time. Oh yes.
So see, it was meant to happen,
It
right? You
was
see
meant to
how
be.
that aligned with each other? You see how that works?
Yes, it did.
I
It
opened the
worked.
room. Zach Black been in here the whole time. I was actually walking my dog, doing all these things. So I was just playing some background music.
Right.
And then Zach Black was down here just listening to my background music. And then the next thing I came back and I saw you at the bottom, I was like, oh, there's a new user. Let me turn this music off so I can give my
Right.
attention to him because usually I'm
Yes.
doing all these things because I'm not used to new users actually wanting to come up. I'll send them an invite, but they don't usually come up. So I'm glad when they came to the onboarding, it's for you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This room
Yes.
was because I saw a need for it. I saw now when I see you in another room, I can say, well, I know executive. We had an
Right.
interview. It was dope. Here's the link to our interview. Hey. So now
Yes.
you got
Yes.
like your intro. You pretty much said your intention of what you want on fan base. You're into podcasts, you're into radio. You met
Yes.
Miss Queen Black Radio and Rich John. Those are dope people when it comes
Right.
to this podcast. I mean,
Yes.
I joined their stereo. I didn't even have the stereo app, but I kept hearing people talk about it. So I joined it just by going in their rooms. And I was like, oh, this is a neat setup. It's just like an audio room,
It is.
just like this,
Yes.
but you're playing music. And so that one thing though, are you an artist though? Do you sing too?
No. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay.
just really embarking on this journey, like stereo. I was
Hmm.
executive even there. And when I was doing stereo, they said, no, you need to do something bigger. It's okay you do stereo, but you really need to go to the next level. And at the time, I didn't understand as far as what exactly to do. Only thing I knew was dealing with the patients in the hospital, being a phlebotomist, a microbiologist. That's all I knew. Focus on that. And so, I took 2 days off PTO time, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to wind down my mind and just allow myself to open up a different path for my journey in life, which is this. Sunday, I believe, me and Queen Black was supposed to do something Sunday evening. Yes, but yeah, it's everything to me. It really is. And I try not to get discouraged because sometimes people will tell you certain things that will kind of discourage you. And I just cannot allow that to happen because everyone has a different experience, you know? So that's the way I look at it.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the truth. Well, we are
Yes.
at 26 minutes now, so we got some great content. And I love
Okay.
this tool called Opus Clip. I love to break them down into smaller segments, like two
Okay.
or less. Well, actually, they're like 30-second clips of important
Yes.
conversations that we had. So definitely, I'll share those clips, what they picked up and scanned as good points, talking points,
Right.
whatever it looks like. But I'm not sure how much you know about like AI tools, like resource tools when it comes to streaming or like Opus Clip or StreamYard has it too. So I'm excited to use that
Okay.
and see what they spit out for us.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you when I got off my job because I had to go back in. When I get off, I definitely was going to message you about, well, where do I go to YouTube in order to see your profile and talk that we had and things like that. I'm just,
Definitely.
yes,
Um, I'm actually going to go on mute and I'm going to bring my other profile in the room because that's typically how I do it. I'll bring my
yes,
other profile because it just makes it easier. I
right.
just copied the link. And so I'm going to send it to you in the chat.
Okay.
And then I can
Yes.
also put it in like your inbox because you can't copy and paste anything in the chat. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go on mute and then we're gonna go ahead and end this live. But I
Yes.
appreciate you,
I
executive, and I'm gonna
appreciate you,
go
Miss
ahead
Joyce.
and end it now. And thanks to
Okay.
you all that was listening on the. Looks like we had a listener on Twitch. Actually, there usually is a listener on Twitch or so. So shout
Right.
out to the one listener that's out there on Twitch. There was a few that came in and out, but we
Yes.
are going to end the live onboarding
Thank
BU
you.
without limits.
Okay.
Joyce's POS and Wise of a Shy Girl. Ending now.
Thank
All
you.
right.